All right, so McKinsey, right. Everyone wants to crack that code, nail that interview.
Yeah.
And it's not just about being smart, it's about thinking the McKinsey way.
Yeah, it's a whole different ball game.
Totally. So today, we are diving deep into this YouTube video from How to Become on how to ace those crazy McKinsey interview questions.
You know, it's funny. I actually think YouTube can be a surprisingly good resource for this kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah, because they cut to the chase. A lot of people get hung up on, like, what's the right answer? But with McKinsey, it's all about how you think.
So it's not just about what you know.
No, it's about how you solve problems, how you approach things. They want to see that McKinsey mindset, even in those questions that seem, like, kind of casual.
Like what? Give me an example.
Well, like even that classic, tell me about yourself.
Hmm?
I mean, everyone gets asked that, right?
Oh, yeah. Every single interview. Ever. And I never know what to say.
Right, but see, that's the thing. The video points out that even something like that is a chance to show them you get it. You get what McKinsey is about.
Oh, interesting. So how do you do that? What are they looking for there?
It's not just about listing your skills, it's about connecting those skills to what McKinsey values, like problem solving, curiosity, making an impact.
So you need to do your research, know what they care about.
Exactly. Show them you've done your homework.
Wow, that's really subtle. So it's like you're speaking their language from the very beginning,
Exactly.
instead of just like reciting your resume.
It's about framing your experiences in a way that clicks with their values.
That makes so much sense. Okay, so tell me about yourself. What about like other tricky questions? I feel like there are so many in these kinds of interviews.
Oh, there are.
Yeah.
And they're designed to throw you off.
Mhm.
But the video, it actually breaks down a bunch of them. And one that everyone hates, but they all ask, is what's your biggest weakness?
Ugh, I know, right? It's like, how do you answer that honestly without sounding bad?
Right. And this is where, like, people fall into those cliche traps like, oh, I'm a perfectionist,
Yeah, yeah. Or, I work too hard.
which is not really a weakness.
Yeah.
But the video's good because it warns against that.
Yeah.
Because McKinsey doesn't want to hear that.
But so what do they want to hear?
They want you to show that you're self-aware, that you can look at yourself critically, and you're working on your weaknesses.
So it's about growth.
Yeah, exactly. Continuous improvement, that's big at McKinsey.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because who wants someone who thinks they're perfect?
Right. They want someone who's always learning, always getting better.
Right.
And speaking of motivation, that's another huge thing they look at.
Oh, yeah. It can't just be about the paycheck.
Even though, let's be real, those McKinsey paychecks are pretty nice.
True, true.
But you have to show them you're passionate about the work, that you're driven by the challenges.
The impact, right. Solving those big, complex problems.
Exactly. Because money only gets you so far. They want people who are hungry to push boundaries. And that ties into everything we've been talking about, aligning with their values.
It's like that's the theme, right?
Yeah.
Values, values, values.
Totally.
Mm.
Because they're not just hiring anyone, they're hiring people who fit into that McKinsey culture. And a lot of these questions, they're designed to weed out the people who don't. Like they'll hit you with those rapid fire ones about teamwork, handling pressure.
Oh, man. The rapid fire ones, those sound terrifying.
They are,
Yeah.
but they're also a chance to shine if you're prepared.
Okay, so rapid fire questions. It sounds intense. Like you said, they're trying to catch you off guard.
Kind of, yeah. It's more about seeing how you think on your feet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, can you stay calm under pressure? Can you make decisions quickly?
Which, I mean, in consulting, that's got to be key.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're not looking for you to freeze up.
Yeah.
So the video gives some good examples of these rapid fire questions. Like one is, tell me about a time you had to work with a difficult team member.
Ooh, yeah. I feel like everyone's been there.
Everyone. And honestly, it's a question that trips people up. Because you want to be honest, right?
Right.
But you also don't want to sound like you're a complainer.
Exactly. Like, oh, this person was awful.
Right. So the key here, and the video really emphasizes this, is to focus on your own actions. Like, how did you handle the situation? How did you contribute to the team's success despite the challenges?
So it's about showing you can navigate those tricky personalities.
Exactly. And that you can, resolve conflict, work collaboratively, all those good things McKinsey loves.
Makes sense. Okay, what about other rapid fire questions? What else do they throw at you?
Let's see. Oh, this one's a classic. Tell me about a time you failed.
Oh, man. That's a tough one. Because in an interview, you want to talk about your successes, right?
Naturally. But everyone fails sometimes. It's how you handle it that matters. And that's what they're looking for here.
So how do you even begin to answer that?
Structure is your friend here. The video, it suggests kind of a framework. The situation, the actions you took, what you learned, how you applied that learning moving forward.
So it's about turning that negative experience into something positive, showing that you can learn from your mistakes.
Exactly. It's all about growth mindset.
Right.
And again, that ties back to the McKinsey way, right?
Mm.
Always striving to improve, even when things don't go perfectly.
It's like they're looking for those little nuggets of wisdom you've gained from those tough situations.
Exactly. And, it's funny because when you think about it, that's valuable in any field, not just consulting. Being able to learn from your mistakes, that's huge.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've talked about these tough interview questions, but I want to circle back something you mentioned earlier about being authentic, because it seems like there's this balance, right? Between like showing them you've got the McKinsey mindset, but also being yourself.
Yeah,
Totally. It's like how much do you try to fit into their mold versus being genuine?
it's tricky, right? Because you want to show them you understand their values, but you don't want to come across as fake.
Exactly. So how do you strike that balance?
Well, I think it goes back to storytelling.
Hmm.
Because at the end of the day, people connect with stories.
That's so true. It's not just about what you say, it's how you say it.
Right. 100%. So instead of just listing your accomplishments, think about the experiences behind them, the challenges you faced, the lessons you learned, the impact you made.
So like bring your experiences to life, make them relatable.
Exactly. Because that's what's going to make you stand out. They're not just hiring a resume, they're hiring a person.
Right, with their own unique perspective, their own way of approaching problems.
And that's what McKinsey wants to see, your unique approach. So don't be afraid to let your personality shine through.
It's about finding those stories that showcase who you are, what you care about, why you do what you do.
Yeah. And how those things connect with McKinsey's mission. It's about finding that common ground.
Because ultimately it's a two-way street, right? You're both trying to figure out if it's the right fit.
Absolutely. You're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you.
That's a good way to look at it. So it's not just about proving yourself to them. It's about finding that alignment, that sense of shared purpose.
Exactly. And if it's not there, that's okay too. There are so many amazing opportunities out there.
So true. Okay, any final words of wisdom for those brave souls gearing up for a McKinsey interview?
Let's see. I'd say prepare, yes. But don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Be yourself, be confident, and remember, you've got this.
Love it. And on that note, we'll leave you with this final thought. What's your story? What impact do you want to make on the world? Think about it, because those are the questions that will lead you to the right path. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure.